Hello and welcome to Riga in Latvia, where I'm going to be doing something a little bit crazy. I'll be spending the entire day flying across Europe exclusively with Ryanair. Yes, the airline that everyone loves to hate, notorious for tight seats and charging extra for everything, the airline people only use because they're cheap. Yeah, them. And I'm going to be spending 24 hours with them.
The most ridiculous situation has just happened.
If all goes according to plan, I'll catch 5 flights in total, starting with the very first flight of the day here in Riga at 5:45 tomorrow morning, which goes to Oslo. I'll then fly on to Zagreb, Milan, Tenerife, and finally Liverpool. It's going to be one very long and grueling day. Is it going to work? I have no idea. But I have a hotel, which I'm going to be going to now. Get as much sleep as I can before the really early start tomorrow. Let's get going. Well, I managed to get myself up all right, so let's get to the airport. It is stupidly early. Oh, little tip, before you try to open the door, maybe unlock it first. So let me explain a bit more about this challenge. Morning. I have booked 5 Ryanair flights in a row, and I've tried to keep the connection times to a minimum in order to maximise the time on board. Successfully made it to the airport. I'm literally just travelling with my backpack, so I can just go straight through to security without having to actually drop my bags anywhere. Security has been cleared, nice and simple. I'm here too early again, aren't I? Ryanair don't do overnight flights, so I'll be starting with what I believe to be one of the very first flights of the day that Ryanair operate anywhere in Europe. The 5:45 AM from Riga to Oslo. And there's 2 flights before. One going to Riga. I've never even heard of that place. Another one going to Antalya. Never heard of that place either. But it's the first Ryanair flight, and that's the important bit. And I'll be finishing with one of the last flights for the day, which is scheduled to land in Liverpool at 1:10 in the morning. I do need some tea. I definitely need some caffeine. Caffeine isn't open. Okay, I'll have to wait. But should I miss any flight, I need to put myself onto another Ryanair flight from the airport going to wherever it happens to be going to. Hopefully there's more caffeine this way. One that's actually open. And all this to complete the challenge of travelling for 24 hours with Ryanair. Okay, I've checked the caffeine prices. It's €5 for a cup of tea, so I'm just going to wait till I get on board. It's fine. I think I'm awake. All of the flights I'm taking today connect within the Schengen zone, and I did that deliberately because flying within Schengen is a bit like flying in America domestically, where you get tipped out into the departures lounge and then you just walk through the airport to the exit. Whereas typically if you're flying internationally, you have to go through passport control, and then you have to go through flight connections, you potentially have to go through security again. But hopefully that's not going to be the case with anything I'm doing today. I've checked out all like the on-time stats for all of my flights today because I'm a little bit crazy like that. And this is actually on time about 95% of the time, which is, I think, because it's probably the first flight of the day. This first flight is 1 hour and 40 minutes in duration. This is taking me to Oslo, although it's not really Oslo, it's like Ryanair Oslo. It's actually called Sandefjord. Last week, one of the flights was redirected to Oslo, as in actual Oslo, which is probably great if you're actually wanting to go to Oslo, because it's so much closer to the city, because Ryanair Oslo is in Oslo. But it's not good for me if that happens, because my next flight is from Ryanair Oslo. So if that happens today, I'm screwed. Now, you may not know this, but Ryanair actually have 4 separate companies under the Ryanair name, and all their planes are labelled differently. So you've got the regular Ryanair, then you've got Buzz, and you've also got Malta Air, and then you also have Lauda. I will be flying with all 4 companies today. Anyway, let's get to the plane. So it seems like, despite the fact it's operated by Buzz, there are 2 planes here, both in Ryanair livery. I wonder why these are Ryanair rather than Buzz. Either way, it doesn't matter to me, but I was just hoping to be on a Buzz rather than a Ryanair Buzz. Sometimes they just don't make sense, do they? Boarding has started. Non-priority. Thank you. Easy squeezy. It's time to get on board. I have booked seats on all of my planes, and that's mostly because I want to be at the front of the planes just to make an easier exit, to just sort of make the connection times a bit shorter. Flight number 1, boarding on time. It's not a very full flight. I would say it's maybe less than quarter full. Overhead bins are empty as well, which means I don't necessarily need to put my undersea bag under my seat. I could probably put it up there and it'll be fine. And look at all the space. Absolute luxury. Who'd have thought you'd say that on a Ryanair flight, eh? So once we've got a quiet flight, I might as well show you around this seat, which I'm going to be spending the vast majority of the day in. There's sort of a leatherette kind of feel to the seat. It's probably not, I don't know, is it real leather? Knowing Ryanair is probably cheap stuff, although they probably want some hard wearing stuff, don't they? Maybe it's real, I don't know. Anyway, and you have a little tray table. Very basic, little cup holder space. It doesn't move in and out, it literally just goes flappy up and down. We do have some air vents which are movable, reading light as well. Leg room is actually okay. I have lots of room under my seat, but if you have to put your undersea bag under your seat, you don't have that space. And then the safety information printed to the back of the seat. Unlike a lot of other airlines, there's no like seat back pocket so you can store your things in. It is so basic. So meal service has started. Got myself a cup of tea. It's actually warm water. That's good. And I ordered a panini. That's going to be coming soon. Although I have noticed an issue with my tray table. So it's all fine, but I'm actually propped it up with my right knee. And if I let it down, look what happens. Yeah, it's a little bit wonky. Panini has arrived. Warm, which is good. It smells good at least. So, a bit of for goatee cheese. It's alright. It kind of tastes like, you know, that fake cheese. The ham is a bit lost though. Slightly tasteless, but it's going to fill a hole. It is nice and crispy though, I like that. So I thought I'd come check out the loo. This is dinky tiny. I can't even find a camera angle where I can get the whole thing in. Wow. Okay, well obviously because it's the start of the day, it's very clean, but it's fine, it's just a small. Just been back from the toilet and I decided to count the amount of passengers here because it's basically empty, and very quick count, about 35 passengers on this whole plane. I think this is definitely the emptiest plane I've ever been on in my whole life, and definitely the emptiest plane I'm going to be on today. My next flight is completely sold out, so I'm just going to enjoy this luxury of having space on a flight, a Ryanair flight, ahead of what is going to be a pretty cramped place next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has switched on the Pacific side as we are on our descent into Oslo South. We would ask you to return to your seat and we will take the flight.
Oh, a really scenic approach actually, lots of little islands, little fishing villages. It was quite nice. Lovely smooth approach as well, followed by a really heavy landing. It's been a really nice flight actually. The very fact that I had an entire row all to myself has been brilliant. But now, probably back to reality on the next one.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may now disembark the aircraft using both the forward and rear doors. Please use the handrail provided when walking down the stairs.
Welcome to Oslo. I've got like 2 hours and 20 minutes here till my connecting flight, which is plenty. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, exit. And of course you exit through the duty-free shop. This is making me think like I've got to go through security again. Exit and baggage. Yeah, proper exit. Alright. Okay, where's security? Oh, right here. I made it through security just in time to see the plane I arrived on leaving, going back to Riga. Pretty easy security. I did ask if I had to take my liquids out. The guy said no. Put it through the scanner. The guy at the other side said, you didn't take your liquids out. Anyway, it was fine. No problem. And there was literally no queue. I think it's so quiet because there's not that many flights. I'm just looking here. You've got my flight at 8:45 and there's only one flight before that at 8 o'clock going to Wrocław. That's a place in Poland which I've never worked out how to pronounce properly. So I just spotted a Buzz plane in Buzz livery. This is the one going to Wrocław. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. Wrocław, Wrocław, Marklar? That's not Marklar. Look at the B on the tail fin, that's fun. So I've still got a wee while to go till my flight arrives. It's currently flying over northern Poland. So I just found myself a little quiet corner, watch a YouTube video on. Maybe a little hint for what's coming in the future as well. One thing that might surprise you about Ryanair actually is they're actually one of the most punctual airlines. I mean, I've found some stats here for airlines which operate to and from the UK, and they're actually the third most punctual airline, beaten only by Aer Lingus and Blue Islands. British Airways is actually fourth. Their average on-time rate is 93.6%, although you have to be aware that on time in airline terms is arriving no more than 15 minutes after the scheduled arrival. So let's look at the stats for this flight. Got an on-time rating of 92%, which is pretty good. This flight is 2 hours and 30 minutes long. My connection time is 1 hour and 20 minutes, which is pretty tight, but hopefully I'm fine. Although, I don't know if I have to re-clear security like I did here in Oslo, or if I can just go straight through to the next flight, I don't know. This one's operated by Lauda, and it's the only brand that Ryanair operate where they run Airbus A320s rather than the usual Boeing 737s. And also, from what I've seen online, the interior is different as well. So it'll be interesting to see what the actual differences are. Oh, my plane has arrived. I'm just going to see the buzz off. Buzz off. I better get to the gate. Alright, there was just an announcement. It's from Wrocław. There you go. This is a full flight.
Just keep moving.
So yeah, there's music playing, which is going to be really annoying for the edit. Sorry to future me for that. But yeah, this is a completely different seat. We have a seat back pocket. We've got a little drop-down table, grey leather seats, which I think my top is clashing with. And then up on the roof there, we have some air vents. A little light on the cool bow. So there's the tray table with a little divot for the...
Ladies and gentlemen, now let's not obstruct the rest of the passengers. We remind you that small bags, duty-free bags and jackets must be stowed under the seat in front of you.
I will want to mention if you had changed the seat number on a gate, like with handwriting.
This is such a chaotic morning. I think there's people trying to change seats, put things in the overhead lockers that are not supposed to be there. The crew are getting annoyed already. This is fun. This is going to be a fun flight. I can feel it already. Okay, so the most ridiculous situation has just happened. So I ordered myself a panini street waffle and a can of drink, which cost €10.99. Then my seatmate across from me ordered the same panini, but just the panini. And they said, oh, you just pay later when they actually deliver the panini, because it takes 10 minutes to heat it up. when they come back, the lady charges the guy at the end for both paninis and my street waffle and coke, thinking that he was paying for it all. You know, it's an honest mistake. However, they can't offer refunds, so I've just spent the last 10 minutes trying to work out what to do about it. I don't know why they can't give refunds. Like, it's mistakes are made and it's fine, and you can rectify it by refunding, but it's just ridiculous that they can't. Why? The flight attendant suggested that I just pay the other passenger in cash and that would resolve it, but there was a problem with that. I don't have any euros cash with me because I'm not intending to spend cash anywhere, but I did happen to have £10 British pounds in cash, and after conversing with the person behind me who speaks both, I'm presuming Croatian and English, only then did he accept that £10 is about 11 euros. It's just stupid. Anyway, let's try this panini before it gets too cold. It's not bad. It tastes more cheese than chicken.
No, just if you gave him the £10, basically you paid yours.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he needs to pay his chicken money now.
Oh, so he's only paid that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Then it's okay.
Then we're all good. Still trying to work it out. One of the other cabin crew thought that he'd only paid for mine and not for his.
Okay, let's finish this.
So much confusion. I think we've established it, it's all good.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we are about to land in approximately 10 minutes, we want to ask you to ensure your seatbelts are fastened. Laptops, computers, and large portable electronic devices must be switched off and stowed either in a seat pocket or inside your luggage.
I've arrived in Zagreb, where it is raining, which is lovely.
Have a nice day. Žao mi je. Ništa, živio.
Okay, oh, we're getting buses. So much for having a seat in the second row and just make my connection quicker. It's not going to be any quicker, is it? Okay, turns out I was by a decent door. Right, where do I need to go? Looks like I'm just going this way. Up to other gates. Let's go on the transfer. Yay! Milan Bergamo, gate 25A. I am literally by myself because no one else is transferring. How many escalators do you need to go up? Oh, this is a really big building. Big. Yeah, so I don't know why, but the signs told me to come up a level, and now I just need to go down again. I'm sure there's a reason for that, but I don't know what that reason is. Oh, I see the reason. We have to pass through duty free. I understand now. I totally get it. Okay, now that I'm safely in Zagreb and I know I'm going to get the flight, let's give you the stats. So this one is going to Milan Bergamo Airport. It's on time 84% of the time. Now it is mostly on time, but I think that stat is skewed because last week one of the flights was delayed by an hour. It's also the shortest flight of the day at 1 hour and 15 minutes long. I do have a decent connection time in Milan. I've got 2 hours. So if this flight is an hour delayed like it was last week, shouldn't be too much bother. It just means having to rush through Milan. So I never really spoke much on that flight actually. It did look a little bit beaten up. It wasn't the cleanest. It was kind of looking a little bit tatty around the edges. I don't know how old that aircraft was. Maybe I should look that one up. But this one is also, I don't know how old, but it's some age. Of course, everything's an age. The first plane was 12.3 years old. The next plane is 12.1 years old, so ever so slightly younger. But they've both been with Lauda since 2020. So it's probably of the same kind of quality. So the inbound plane isn't due for another 15 minutes or so, and there's already a massive queue of people waiting at the gate. I'm over it. I don't care if I'm the last person on the plane, as long as I get on the plane, we're still going to the same place, right? Alright, we're boarding now. It looks like it stopped raining as well, so that's good. Thank you. That's the first one I've had today where I didn't need my passport. Interesting. Oh, after a really long wait, finally boarding. We should have pushed back 10 minutes ago, so we're not getting away on time, are we? Seems to be still raining. There's people with brollies and hoods. I mean, it's not bad rain. In Wales, I would call this wet air. Hi, so this is my seat here.
Dei passeggeri che occupano la fila 1, 12 e 3.
This was a really short and boring flight. Didn't really do anything, so here's a shot of me watching a video, and oh look, it's time for landing. So we have another bus, but at least this time it's not raining. So there's a flight collections bit. That's pretty cool. I have to show my boarding pass for this one, so that's a little different. But I'm through, which really helps. Means I don't have to re-clear security. Oh look, I think I'm literally straight into departures. Awesome. Right, I'm gonna go find a place to rest. I'm trying to find where my gate is, because it's not showing on the board yet, at least as far as I can see. So I'm logging into the app after first connecting to the Wi-Fi, which was a whole crazy process, and it's not logging in. Why have you just logged me out? That's just stupid. I think the app is getting very confused because I had a notification saying we've got to get information for your flight, and it took me to my previous flight. So, and now for some reason it's not logging me into my account. One thing I've not mentioned is I haven't yet booked a hotel in Liverpool where I'm going to be ending up, mostly because I wasn't convinced I would make it this far, and I didn't want to just book a hotel that I'm not going to use. The question is, do I book a hotel now, or do I wait till I arrive in Tenerife? Questions. I might pick up a sandwich or something. Italy has amazing sandwiches. I'm so bored of Ryanair sandwiches, I just can't be arsed with that anymore. So I picked up this baguette thing. I have no idea what's in it. I'm sure it's going to be even more delicious than anything you can find on the plane, but you're paying for the price for that. This was €7.90. Yep, that was worth it. So I should probably talk about how I'm doing. I think tiredness level, I'm fine. I'm kind of just running on adrenaline right now. I'm not getting really achy in my back, but my legs I definitely am. Having a bag by your feet, which means you can only really stretch, well, the way that I set it up, I can only stretch out 1 foot. It means my right leg is getting a little sore. And in fact, those Lauda planes, the one that I was just on, I didn't really notice on the first Lauda, but the second Lauda, the headrest wasn't padded at all. It felt like they just literally put some leather up against some metal. It was very uncomfortable to put your head on. So this next flight is the longest one of my journey, 4.5 hours. It leaves at 15:50, arrives at 19:20 in Tenerife South. That's local time, of course. It's going to be operated by Malta Air, not to be confused with Air Malta, which is a different company. I have no idea how they can have both of those. It wouldn't sound very similar. Something weird going on there. And this is the least punctual flight of my entire trip. 70% on time, with an average delay of about 15 minutes, which could eat into my change time, because my connection time in Tenerife South is 1 hour and 35 minutes, at least scheduled. And I'm worried that in Tenerife I won't be able to transit. I don't know if they do that down there, because you don't really get many connecting flights through the Canaries, and if I missed my next flight to Liverpool, kind of a little stuck in the Canaries. I'll find a hotel in the Canaries and spend the day on the beach here. So I wanted to fill my water bottle and I can't find a single water refill area. Checked in the toilets, nothing in like the shopping areas either. Is that not a thing in Italy? Or is it just this airport just getting free water? It's basic human need. Sorry, I'm getting ratty now. It's been a long day. Gate A2, Tenerife, 4.5 hours. I don't want to go to Tenerife. You can't make me. So this is operated by Malta Air, but we do have Ryanair livery, even though Malta Air has their own livery, so I don't really understand that. Like, did Ryanair just have these planes and then gave them to Malta Air and they just haven't been relivered yet? Or is this just what they do? They say it's operated by Malta Air, but it's actually in Ryanair colours. It's confusing. I'm starting to lose it. I forgot what seat I was in and I looked at it like a minute before.
Gonna call this the Zagreb look.
I could see a cloud coming there, so I was hoping I wouldn't get caught.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you're very welcome aboard this Ryanair flight operated by Malta Air into Tenerife. Flight is fully booked, so please, if you have a small bag, place it under the seat in front of you. Thank you for your cooperation.
Hate the rain. Bit of a journey update. We're just flying over Spain. Pretty good scenery down there, although it was a bit nicer earlier when we were flying over the French Riviera. Got a glimpse of what I think was Monaco. Love to go there one day. Also flew over again what I think was Valencia. Feel like we might see Gibraltar in a little bit. Yeah, another place I would love to go. Maybe in the future I actually need to go and visit the places I'm travelling to and not just transit the airport. Tried to get a little bit of sleep earlier, failed, and flagging a little bit as well. This is what I was trying to tell you before about the only having room for one leg, because this one, right leg goes in the hole there, left leg, no space. Absolutely no space for my left leg. So I can move my bag over and get the space for my left leg, but I can't get my right leg and my left leg with a decent space at the same time. We did leave a little late. There's no Wi-Fi on Ryanair whatsoever, so I have absolutely no way of knowing if we are making up time or if we are delayed even further for whatever reason. Don't know if my final flight is going to be delayed either. Although is it better if my final flight is delayed? If anyone is allowed to be delayed, it's the final flight of the day. The bigger the delay, the better, right? Okay, we have about 45 minutes left of the flight left. We're just flying over the easternmost Canary Island, whose name I've forgotten. Is it Lanzarote? Fuerteventura? Can't even remember, my map's not telling me either. Well, I've worked out a solution for my foot space problem. All I need to do is put my bag close to me, and I got space in the footwell. Obviously I can't do that during takeoff and landing, but I don't think there's a rule that says you can't do it during the flight. Oh, and I did notice something actually that I've never witnessed before. Have you ever been on a plane when the captain turns on the fasten seatbelt sign and it's on for like maybe 10 minutes or something and there's no turbulence and you feel like, why was that turned on? Well, I just witnessed something that I never witnessed before. So the seatbelt sign goes on and a few minutes later the captain comes out of the cockpit and goes to the toilet. When he's done, he goes back in the cockpit, the other captain comes out, he also goes to the toilet, and then when he gets back in the cockpit, the fasten seatbelt sign is taken off. Is that a thing? Is that done for safety? so that all of the passengers are sat down and is less likely to like invade the cockpit or something. If there are any pilots watching or anyone who works in the airline industry and knows, just do let me know. Is that a thing? Is that a real thing? Or is that me just being crazy?
Ladies and gentlemen, in preparation for landing, the captain and his platform consider side. The captain asked the tourists of music and
Okay, bye. Welcome to Tenerife. Do you think I'll need to clear security again? I kind of hope not. I just really don't fancy it. Well, this sign is saying baggage and way out. I can see it like right there. Can I just like jump the fence? That would be great. Definitely need to just exit. Okay, fine. It's so frustrating because I can literally smell the departures area. Literally. Oh, there's a departure board. There's mine now on the second board, Liverpool 2020. I'm not quite sure what that's in 2020 because that's not where my flight is. Because you have to go forward an hour, back an hour, something about an hour in one direction. It's time zone, just confusing. This is a long old airport. Okay, I can see security right at the end there. You see where that big screen is? Right under there. There's some gates. Presumably that's where you're scanning your boarding passes. So the time when gate closes is at 20:25. It's currently 19:40. So I've got 45 minutes. That should be enough. Alright, better put my camera away. There we go, done. There was literally no one in front of me, so that's all good. Alright, now through yet another duty-free shop. Maybe I should title this Tour of Europe's Duty-Free Shops. Okay, I'm just going to go find my gate. Oh, actually, you know what? I do need a bottle of water. I obviously had to ditch the one that I had with me. Oh, I just realised I could have actually kept the bottle and just filled it. Oh well, never mind. This is where I leave the Schengen zone, and there is a special UK passports only channel. This is like European one, there's one next to me here. There's one where all the people are. Yeah, Europe only. UK got our own special gate. You know what? I do kind of feel like getting a souvenir to celebrate actually making this. Found some water for €3.90. $3.90 for a bottle of Evian. Oh, airports. But it looks like I'm actually going to complete this challenge. This has been mental. Why did I do this to myself? I've still got to endure the next flight, but I am so happy that I'm actually here in Tenerife and able to get this flight to Liverpool. So here's the lowdown on my final flight. Not that it matters too much, but anyway, so leaving at 8:55 p.m, arriving at 1:10 in the morning from Liverpool. I can't talk. Tenerife South to Liverpool, arriving at 1:10 in the morning, a duration of 4 hours and 15 minutes, which is 15 minutes shorter than the previous flight I've just done. So on time 81% of the time. Not that really matters as long as I get on it. But that does mean that I can book a hotel in Liverpool now. It's right across the street from the airport, so I can literally just totter along.
Ladies and gentlemen, passengers on the Jet2.com flight.
Okay, right. What was I even saying? I can't remember. I don't know how long I've been awake now. The time zone changes have messed with my head. When did I wake up? Well, I left the hotel at 3:45. So I woke up at about 3 a.m. Riga time, which was 1 a.m. UK. It's currently 8 p.m. UK. So I've been up for a while. 19 hours. I have more time to go as well. Oh, okay, fine. Well, hopefully I can sleep on this flight. I'm literally running on adrenaline and I have completely It's hard to believe I was in Riga this morning and Oslo. Anyway, I don't even remember my gate number. Probably one of them. I'm getting delirious. I'm gonna stop talking now before I say something really stupid. I think I've already done that anyway. My final flight awaits. It's already boarding, but I have no desire to go early. Oh, by the way, I changed my top. I decided I could smell it, so I had to get changed, bit of deodorant, freshen up the face. It's just another 4 hours and 15 minutes of flying to go. Alright, I'm just going to join the back of the queue. I don't even know where I'm sitting, but I'm sure my boarding pass will tell me.
Thank you. Have a nice flight.
Thank you. To sleep. Got a fatter back. Interesting tray. Table. There we go. Adjustable air. Square windows. It's looking like I might have an entire road to myself. Certainly not going to stay like that, surely. It can't. So the captain just said, I missed it on camera, but he just said there's a significant tailwind, which means we're going to be a faster flight than normal. Seat update. They occupied it. Oh well.
May we have your complete attention as we demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft. These features may differ from aircraft that you have flown before.
So I thought I'd give the vegan lasagna a go. I've eaten only meat in bread today, so it's about time for something that isn't meat, right? It looks pretty nice though. Fortunately we seem to have one of those trays that is slanty down again, so it keeps falling into my lap. It smells alright. I have my cutlery set. Apparently a cutlery set is a fork. Exceedingly hot. But actually, you know what? It actually tastes alright. It's just like a pre-made supermarket lasagna. Perfectly acceptable. It's not bad. I managed to actually get a little bit of sleep on this flight, as this totally real and not at all faked up footage clearly shows. We're preparing to land, kind of flying over Wales somewhere, I think. Google Maps occasionally pings a little GPS signal. I think I pretty much flew right above my house, which is quite annoying. I think I managed to get a little bit of sleep actually, a tiny bit. I've got some new earplugs which kept the noise out a bit. That's a little pro tip actually, if you want to get some sleep on a plane. Put some earplugs in. Really helps. I am so flagging. But when I land I've got to clear passport control, and earlier today, or was it yesterday, or maybe the day before, I don't even know, they were having issues with the e-gates, which meant there were lots of long queues all across the country. Apparently it's resolved now and it's fine. Still makes me nervous that after a 4-hour flight landing at 1 o'clock in the morning, you might have to queue for an extra 2 or 3 hours to get through passport control. I really hope you don't have that. We made it to Liverpool journey's end, and I've just seen the hotel that I'm in out the window. Fingers crossed for a quick passport control and a quick check-in at the hotel. Hello Liverpool, goodbye to Ryanair for hopefully a while. Nothing against them, actually, they are pretty good. They do the basics very well. I just think I've overdosed on them, that's the problem. So the time is 1 minute past 1. We're actually due to land at 10 past 1. So we've landed early, as the captain said we would. How did I get to the hotel? Level 5. So reception's on level 5, eh? There's the airport. And there's the plane that I arrived on. I need to sleep. I'll sign off in the morning. Good morning from Liverpool Airport. The yellow submarine over there, why not? It's the next morning, and I'm all nice and refreshed. A nice shower, a long sleep, a cup of tea. Alright, let's recap the day, shall we? Well, firstly, I'm actually surprised I managed to complete the challenge just as it is, getting all those 5 flights in a row. Maybe I made it a bit too easy. Maybe the connection times are a bit too generous. But I am so happy I managed to do it, because if I missed a flight and I had to find a new flight and another flight after that, that would have just been pretty horrendous. I was getting definitely a bit delirious by the time I got to Tenerife. The final flight, I was very restless. I wanted to just get to sleep, and it was just too uncomfortable. I think I did sleep for a little bit, but it was definitely not quality sleep. My left leg was getting a bit sore as well. I have a bit of a slightly dodgy knee on my left leg, and it was setting it off. And yeah, I was getting really uncomfortable. I'm pretty sure I was annoying the person next to me. But I was able to compare 3 different seat types. You've got the louder ones, you've got the regular new Ryanair, and then the old Ryanair. Out of all of them, I feel like the old Ryanair seats are the most comfortable because they have a lot of padding to them. Whereas I preferred having the seat back pocket that you got with Lauda, which, yeah, that was pretty good. But Lauda's headrest was really hard and solid. I felt like it needed more padding. The food was okay. The prices themselves are actually quite reasonable, at least when you compare them to the price of things you buy in the airport. Anyway, it's time for me to go. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all of that stuff, comment. I need to go home now, ready for my next adventure. Cheers.